So, my little sister was so twacked out of regard, she kept on spending money that I was giving her. Money so that she would have the money for insurance, so she could actually come and help me. What was she spending that money on? Well, literally every time that she got the money, as soon as she got the money, she wanted to go see Ed. Except for the last time, because Ed was there the whole time. And the time after that, the time when she sent me this message. She was going to try to help me to turn in paperwork. But she didn't help me with the paperwork. She was too busy being messed up out of her friggin' gourd on what? Methamphetamines. We had a conversation about that. I didn't want to believe my little sister was on meth, but all she had on her cameras, those cameras that she kept spending that money on, the only thing that she was able to actually film in all of it is the wind blowing some leaves and some kids playing around with a toy. That's what my sister was focused on, literally the whole time I was in prison. My niece was telling me she spends all of her time on that machine, looking at cameras, trying to figure out who's messing with her, who's messing with her camper. Oh my God, man. I took a look. I looked at what she's got going on. Yeah, she's got some evidence of what could possibly be vandalism. But she doesn't have any evidence of anything else. She also expects me to just take her word for it. Well, it just so happened that she was only willing to help me when she wanted money. Very sad. Meanwhile, I'm not allowed to be afraid for my family. I'm not allowed to be afraid for my sister or for my niece. When the cops follow me and mess with me and harass me, I'm treated like it's a figment of my imagination, but because my little sister said it, right? And she's a female, I'm supposed to just believe it. Well, I don't know what to believe. My sister's never been historically honest. There was a time when she decided that she was going to be a mother, and she was going to be an honest person, and she did a good job for a while. But just like Shea Burton, Tara's got what's in her nature, which she's been taught to do. To her, it wasn't me living on $800 a month and trying to make a living off of that and paying all of my money to people like her who don't do anything useful except waste my time. See, the first day she was there and she was going to help me. Well, that didn't get to happen how it should have because Dallas Richmond was so incredibly drunk and his kids were there. Then Terry showed up with Ed, and it was all about hanging out with Ed. When they knew the cameras were recording, they played a certain way. But once they knew the recordings were off, they acted completely different. It's a good thing that I recorded 7.5 hours straight of that situation. All Ed wanted to do is interrupt and talk about him. All Nora wanted to do is interrupt and talk about her. And both of them pressed her and my little sister to smoke some weed. Hey, why don't you smoke some weed, smoke some weed, smoke some weed? Meanwhile, I'm getting stressed out because I need my sister's help. I need her to actually pay attention to what's going on. But we're not getting anything done because it's all hang out with Ed time. Of course, I did bust my little sister lying to me about where all that money had gone that I gave her. Claiming that it had gone to insurance. Just so you know, Dallas Richmond pulled the same scam. Dallas Richmond pulled it 3 times on me. My little sister pulled it 3 times on me. At the same time, I needed their help. So I had to give them another chance. Because people kept on telling me, oh, well, you need to go to your friends and family. Why don't you ask Dallas? Because Dallas doesn't care. Dallas is too drunk to care about anything about video games for like 7 months. There's the periods of time where I did have a environment of my own, where it was relatively quiet, and I was able to get a lot done. Like when I was at the low income in Chapel, Nebraska. The problem is I didn't have any help turning it in, and the police had already committed felonies against me. You really think that they're just going to let me turn in my predators? You really think they're going to investigate any of it? No. Gross.